Good evening. Hello, hello. Welcome to Ljubljana. Today we're joining a VATSIM event, Ljubljana, Pristina, and back to Ljubljana. Both airports, very nice, very lovely, with interesting approaches, some nice scenery as well. Mickey, good evening to you. So I hope you're all doing well. So we've already prepared everything because I wanted to get going quickly. And so I'm just going to go get the clearance. Lewis, hello, how are you doing? And so we're going to get the clearance here. And then, yeah, we'll try to get airborne as quickly as possible. Schedule for today, we're going to start out, like I said, first of all, the two flights to Pristina to Pristina and back again. And then we got another leg on the 1 engine out Colombia tour today. Hey Lilo, how you doing? Great, let's have a look. Let's see if they are online. And we are called, let's see, we're called Adria 29 Delta. Let me just check the latest ATIS one more time. That is now ATIS Alpha still. Ljubljana ground, good evening from Adria 29 Delta, information Alpha, requesting clearance, please.
Adria 29 Delta, Ljubljana ground, good evening, information Alpha correct, clear to destination, Modro 1 Zulu departure runway 30, initially 6,000 feet, squawk 5225.
Adria 29 Delta is cleared to Pristina via the Modro 1 Zulu departure, initial climb 6,000 and the squawk 5225.
Adria 29 Delta, confirm runway 30.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black.
Yeah, so 30, then confirm, yeah, Modro 1 Zulu, yeah, thank you.
Make your way to the first class cabin.
Adria 29 Delta, clearance, copied correctly.
Flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Lilo, hello. And Voyager, hello to you.
Moin, Captain.
Moin.
Reveal Mona schön. Eagle, weiter geht's, smile.
Egal, weiter geht's. Thank you so much, Voyager. That's 41.
Hello, Black Box.
And Lee, hello to you. Nice to see you. So just need to... Yeah, so Lilo, I am... Do you know, Lilo, do you know what time it comes out on Tuesday?
Ljubljana ground. Good evening.
Hey!
Alpine 693, A319.
We've got MAN with us here.
Information Alpha requesting clearance to Pristina.
Alpine 693, Ljubljana ground, good evening, information Alpha current clear to destination, Modro 1 Zulu departure, runway 30.
And Andreas, moin. Wie geht's?
5272.
Clear to Pristina via the Modro 1 Zulu.
16 Zulu. Okay, so it should give me time to update them before the stream. Cool. Yeah, because I am going to try out the IndyBuild 320 Neo. Of course. Hey Mark, good evening. Wie geht's dir? How are you? Improvements SU-15. I honestly, all I know is apparently it's going to be you know, some add-ons, some new ones, IndyBuilds. And he's very loud. But maybe someone else here has some inputs regarding what it brings. Cool, guys. We already finished everything. Passengers are boarded. Fueling completed. We got a clearance. And so let's give you a quick briefing. So if you look outside Ljubljana, you can see it is hilly. There's lots of hills around here. So that should be very scenic. And then departure, Modro 1 Zulu departure, Arnav via runway 30. Means that we go straight ahead to 1800, but not before departure, end of runway, and then left turn direct to Mordor. That's all correctly programmed. Mordor 6,000 or above. Currently cleared altitude is 6,000 feet. Case of engine failure is a little bit more complicated here. The chart says we go marker west, which is pretty much Ljubljana VOR. Then we turn a little bit to the right, intercept the 305 radial from Delta Oscar Lima, and that's this one here, to 20 miles Delta Oscar Lima, this point here. Then we turn left to the marker Mike Golf to enter the hold there. So that's the procedure in case of engine out. Performance-wise, for the takeoff, we have calculated with an intersection Charlie, just in case it's busy and we can overtake someone. 200 meter shift, 31, 42, 45, flaps 2 departure, and the flex is 54 degrees. Any questions? Well, actually, fuel-wise. So we've got a flight time of an hour, and we have a ton of extra fuel available. Alternate is Belgrade today. Excellent. Let's do the first checklist then. I'm still a bit reluctant to use the what's it called, FS2 Crew. I mean, apparently they have updated the latest version, but I am a little bit skeptical about that. So I didn't want to try that out today. I'll try it out next week sometime. So let's go checklist, 320 normal checklist. Here we got gear pins covers removed. Fuel quantity is 6,700 kilograms balanced. Seat belts are on. ADIRS is NAF. The bar ref 1007 indicating 1260 feet. That's the before start items. That goes on. That's good. Then let's have a look.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Before start checklist, parking brake is set. Takeoff speed thrust 31, 42, 45, flex 54. And the windows, doors closed. Beacon is on. That's before start checklist complete.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Pristina ground. Adria 29 Delta stand 6. Request push and start.
Adria 29 Delta for push and start. Contact tower 118.005.
118.005. Thank you. Bye bye. Adria 29 Delta.
Locking gear.
Adria Tower, good afternoon. Sorry, Ljubljana Tower. Good afternoon. Adria 29 Delta stand 6. Request push and start, please.
Adria 29 Delta, Ljubljana Tower, good afternoon, push and start approved, expect runway 30, QNH 1007.
QNH 1007, push start approved, runway 30, Adria 29 Delta. Didn't I select... Oh, I didn't find that for the lifter. And you want to deactivate that because GSX is still bugged, I think. So we're going to face that way. At which crosswind component is the landing officially a crosswind landing? 1 knot.
Exiting from editing mode.
Release parking brakes, please.
So as soon as you got 1 knot crosswind, it's a crosswind landing.
Commencing push. All engines
If you mean
clear.
if it's a
Start
challenging
wheel.
crosswind landing, then I would think about 15 knots crosswind is something where it starts to get challenging. Do you also have dev mode enabled? Do you always have dev mode enabled? Which software? Sorry. Bella, hello to you. Do airlines take into account, Godfriend, hello, if an alternate outside the EU, you're more prone to choose one within? Yes, Godfriend. So choosing alternate airports is something which we take country and country specific stuff into account. So fuel pumps are on to start. Give an example. When we fly to Toronto, we don't really want to take airports like Cleveland or Detroit as alternate airports. The reason being is that obviously as soon as you divert to the US, there's going to be lots of people that don't have visas and so on for the US. And then if you can't depart anymore because of crew regulations,
Please set parking brakes.
flight time regulations and
Waiting
so
your
on,
confirmation for a good
then yeah, you're going to get a lot of people into trouble. So it's not illegal, but there are certain operational consequences that you would take into account. Yeah. Regarding EU, non-EU, there are of course some countries where you probably would be very reluctant to actually fly to.
You are now pointing out the exits nearest to you. Please be aware that your nearest usable exit may be behind you.
No, so Klapschwa, it's not a stupid question.
In an emergency, leave all baggage on
It's just sometimes
your seatbelt is fastened
the answer is a lot more
as shown. It must be fastened
simplistic,
seatbelt signs.
even though we are talking about aviation.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect. Unlocking gear.
Masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose.
Well, the second pilot is from FS2 Crew, so I have the software installed, but I'm not running FS2 Crew right now. I have to practice or try it out if it's working or not, and I don't want to do that on stream.
Remove from the pouch and put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and click together. Pull the strap. Pulling the toggle.
So we've got engine start. Let's do all the items here. Flaps 2.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Attracting attention. The cabin crew.
Left is clear. Right
Flight
is
control
clear.
check. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, and the rudder full left, full right. Neutral. Just waiting for the all clear signal.
We hope you have a great flight.
And there it is. After start checklist, anti-ice is off. Ecam status checked. Pitch trim 0 and rudder trim is 0 as well. And that's the after start checklist completed. Adria 29 Delta, request taxi.
Adria 29 Delta taxi via Papa Alpha holding point Bravo runway 30. Charlie available if convenient.
Okay, yeah, we'll take Charlie. Thank you for the offer. And proceeding via Papa and Alpha, runway 30, Adria 29 Delta.
Roger.
Cool. That's what we calculated with as an intersection. 200 meter shift. So let's have a look here. Left side clear, right side clear. Let's go. Sorry, SU-15 will have brake check. Hang on. Brakes working. SU-15 will have some new gear parameters. So gear, what do you mean gear parameters? Is it going to improve ground friction? Is that what you mean, or simply gear animations? Suspension, so animation. Okay. I'm a bit worried about 3-0. Look at the windsock. We are in live weather. Right? Yeah, 310.
All stations, Ljubljana QNH 1006.
1006, copied, Adia 29 Delta. Hey, MAN. Yeah, lovely to hear your voice there, MAN. Happy to hear that you've got time to fly along. So let's see if the cabin gets ready quickly enough, although we can expedite that. 30 knots, 29 knots. Almost going over speed here. Did you see you waving off out the wind there? Unfortunately not, no. I didn't look that closely, MAN.
Ljubljana Tower, very good evening. Germanwings 5 Lima Tango, request order please.
Germanwings 5 Lima Tango, Ljubljana Tower, fuel startup approved QNH 1006,
There we go.
runway 30.
Startup approved QNH 1006, runway
Hi,
30,
Captain.
Germanwings 5
Cabin is
Lima
now
Tango.
secure for takeoff.
Thank you.
All stations, information, Bravo now current QNH 1006.
So we have 1006. Cabin is ready. Radar predictor windshield system on. And we're going to do the config test. Fantastic. And then we shall read the text checklist. Flight controls checked. Flap setting config 2 confirmed. Radar predictor windshield system is on and auto. Engine mode selector normal. And the cameo takeoff no blue. And here we are getting close to Charlie. Adria 29 Delta ready for departure.
Adria 29 Delta via Charlie, runway 30, clear for takeoff, winds 290 degrees, 13 knots.
By Charlie, cleared for takeoff, runway 30, Adria 29 Delta. On time today, right? Yeah. So 35:28. I did start early. Oh, you are? CRJ with the new sound pack? Okay, interesting. So let's do the lineup items. Charlie, runway 30 is confirmed. TCAS goes on, and we calculate with packs on. Lineup checklist, takeoff runway, yeah, Charlie, runway 30, TCAS, TARA, and the pack 1 and 2 on. That's the lineup checklist completed. Approach sector is clear. Let's start chronos. Everybody ready? Let's fly to Pristina. And we are 2 hours earlier than real time. Reason being is that I want to do one daytime flight, and then coming back we'll be having a nighttime landing. Takeoff. It's quite nice scenery, I have to say. Manflex 54 SAS runway auto thrust blue, thrust set. $100 knots. B1. Rotate. Positive right. Gear up. So 1800 feet, but not before departure and a runway. So we haven't quite reached it yet. There it is, left turn.
Adria 29 Delta, contact Ljubljana, radar 135, decimal 280, have a safe flight.
35280, see you later. Adria 29 Delta, bye bye.
Ja. Established.
Flaps 1, speed checks. Flaps 1. Oh, there's Lee. Wow, Lee, I haven't heard him for ages. That was Lee's voice there, nice. He's very brave, flying the CRJ. Good God. Ljubljana approach. Good afternoon or good evening. Adria 29 Delta passing 3,800, climbing 6,000.
Adria 29 Delta, good evening to you as well. Ljubljana, you're identified. Continue climb 200.
Continue climb level 200. Adria 29 Delta, thank you. Flaps 0. Speed is checked. Flaps 0. Oh, we're pretty heavy, so I didn't quite realize that we're going to be at green dot there. So we are, usually we would have to be
6 Papa Foxtrot, contact tower, next
210 below.
decimal 005, have a nice landing, see you, bye bye.
Autopilot is on.
6 Papa Foxtrot, we're established at 118.005, bye bye.
We recommend keep your seatbelt fastened whenever using. Toilets are located at
How would you know if you've passed the end of the runway? Well, you would have to look out for some specifics, like a taxiway or some point. Otherwise, your nav display will also tell you. I can disregard that. So normally your nav display can always show you as well departure and runway.
Adria 29 Delta, shortcut, direct Namek.
Thank you very much. Direct to Namek, Adria 29 Delta. So let's do that. Beam points, insert. Yeah, we buff the sector. We can accept that anytime. And that means now we can go manage speed. Do you use the HOTAS or Verpa base? I have the HOTAS base. Tibixki. I wonder, so Lee, how's the CRJ now? Just wondering. So we're passing 10,000 feet. Let's do all of the rest of the items. It's a beautiful day, no turbulence.
Adria 29 Delta, radar was so generous to grant you. Continue climb 330.
Thank you much. Climb level 330, Adria 29 Delta. So we got 330 out blue. Standard is set. And then the rest of the items, RAT nav clear. Secondary flight plan copied active. And there was one thing here. Atsu received messages. Load sheet. Load sheet. Oh, that reminds me. Something I keep forgetting now on the 320, because that's not now our normal flows now with the Boeing. The zero fuel weight CG was so that was 59.1. Have you ever tried Verpil? No, unfortunately not. I have the Whirlpool, what's it called? Collective. For the helicopter flying. And that's very nice. That's a very, very good, high quality peripheral. So let's see, we've got lots of stuff coming in from YouTube as well. Hello. So Papa Charlie, yeah, I mean, Microsoft Windsocks, this is one of those things, right? Why are they reversed? That just seems so silly. But there we go. Is there a reason why the barrows aren't synced in the real plane? Well, I mean, you have two pilots, Christopher, and it's one of those things where you know, one of the pilots may hear 1001 and the other one may hear 1010, and so one of the pilots dials in 1010, the other one 1001, and then the ECAM will say, you know, barrow not synchronized, and then you have to, you know, confirm the QNH. So it's one of those things that actually helps with safety. No, I think I'm not even sure if the real aircraft. I think the real aircraft does give you a warning after engine start. If you didn't enter, yeah, it does. So the real aircraft doesn't. The real aircraft gives you a message if you're missing the you know, 0 fuel value or the CG.
7 Kilo Whiskey,
I'm
hello
pretty sure.
Ljubljana, you're identified. Continue descent flight level 120, expect ILS approach runway 30.
What kind of FPS am I getting? Well, it's not very representative because I'm using frame generation. So if I actually use the indication here regarding FPS, it will give me the internal FPS. Oh, actually, no, that's wrong as well because I'm using desync, VSync, so that's showing a wrong value. That's showing 30 for some reason, which is wrong as well. Well, actually, no, it's not, is it? No, and actually, that's the thing. So it's half. Oh, that's the thing. It's VSync, so it's doing half the monitor refresh rate, which is at the monitor, which is 120 hertz. But I'm getting 60 FPS for the monitor.
Germanwings 5 Lima Tango, good evening. Ljubljana, you're identified. Continue climb flight level 200.
But internally,
Continue flight level 200, Germanwings 5 Lima Tango.
it's taking the 60.
Adria 29 Delta, contact Adria on 130450. Have a nice flight. Bye bye.
30450. See you later. Bye bye, Adria 29 Delta.
Trader 7 Kilo Whiskey from present position, direct to Lupix.
But like I said, you know, it doesn't make sense to quote any FPS here. I think if I had everything unlocked without VSync, I would get about 50, 55 FPS. And I, you know, at the monitor, I want to have at least 60. So here at home, you know, in front of my screen, I have very smooth FPS. So Adria West is the. Let's do ATC com. Uh-oh. Ooh. Long free. Wow, that's a long freeze. Blimey.
Alpine 41 Juliet Roma, descent flight level 340, proceed to Buxton.
Descent level 340 and direct Buxton, Alpine 40.
Alpine 40 Echo Papa, descent flight level 320.
Flight level 320, Alpine 43 Echo Papa. And can we get 5 minutes out of cockpit, please?
5 minutes approved, call back.
Cool, thank you.
Adria radar, good evening. From Adria 29 Delta, passing 240, climbing 330.
Adria 29 Delta, Ljubljana, Adria radar, identified the report request level.
Adria 29 Delta, if available, requesting level 350.
Adria 29 Delta, climb flight level 350. From present position, proceed direct. Medux.
Climbing level 350, and from present position, direct to Medox. Thank you much, Adria 29 Delta. So, Medox,
UPS 327
with the viewpoints.
block altitude between 360 and 380.
So, Winky, good evening.
UPS 327, pass your message again.
Requesting block altitude 360, 380.
Greetings, Albuquerque, nice.
UPS 327,
So, Robin,
what block altitude is.
I've flown,
Have any preference for
I would say,
flight
about 3 to 4 times on Pilot Edge here on
We're
stream
stuck climbing in a
and
couple
from
of minutes
Albuquerque.
to level 380, if that's okay.
Fantastic
327,
experience.
You need to climb then to flight level 380. Climb flight level 380.
We'll climb level 380, you can see cancel.
Lovely. It is a lovely livery, yeah. It looks more like a... I'm not sure if they have Neos these days. But of course with the mask look. So that's normally more a Neo livery these days. So let's see.
Nordic 1908 initially, descend now to flight level 310.
Mickey says Phoenix reminds me a lot of the FS Labs. Would you still say it still has to recover a lot? No. The Phoenix has improved a great deal. So the only real limitations that I see are not so much in the responsibility of Phoenix, but more in the responsibility of Microsoft, Asobo. So regarding certain things like ground effect, so when you flare the aircraft, the ground effect, even the ground friction models, etc., turbulence, simulation, weather, wind simulation, inertia, that sort of stuff. I think that's more the responsibility of the devs from Microsoft and Asobo. But otherwise, system-wise, looking at the EFB and now we have CPDLC, the failure options, hardware options with the mini FCU now working. Lots of stuff. I think it's pretty much on par now with the FS Labs.
Thanks for great service, Post 963 Heavy.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Oh, what? Adria Airlines doesn't... It doesn't exist anymore? No, you're joking. Hang on.
Tango Romeo Alpha, Ivory 2 Mike Lima.
It wasn't that long ago that I saw Adria Airlines.
Alpine 43, good papa, back in flight deck.
I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked. I thought... Had they been taken over or something, or did they go bankrupt? I did not hear about that. Beautiful. Robin, tuned in because you flew to from unique destinations, not the same. Like, yeah, exactly. Although, I mean, from time to time, I do enjoy these
Welcome aboard
these
the
flights as
Captain
well.
Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience.
Hey, TV.
Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Last station calling UPS 327, go ahead.
TV Rebenjo, thank you much for the 59 months. Big round of applause for that. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend.
Currently indicating 373 as well. We'll make sure to expedite UPS 327.
Lilo writes, in the last Asobo stream, Marshall thought the DLSS blurry glass fix from NVIDIA was out, but realized it was never released. He seemed to be surprised by that, mentioned to get back to his team to figure out why it was not released. Okay, nice. Well, that's good to hear. Well, I guess some miscommunication there, that's all. I mean, it can happen, right?
German X5 Lima Tango, WHR3 radar identified, report requested flight level.
Requested flight level is 350, German X5 Lima Tango.
5 Lima Tango, roger, climb flight level 350.
Climb flight level 350, German X5 Lima Tango.
Oh, you spent the weekend reinstalling Microsoft again? Oh no. Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. I'm still on holiday, so we are... Well, we're still preparing for the big renovation works coming up, but apart from that, I'm very good, thanks for asking. Am I looking forward to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024? Yes, I am, absolutely. I do hope that, you know, a couple of things are going to improve. We'll see. Hey, Stoffer, good evening, how are you doing? Would you recommend SDS? That has to do, so bro, I am actually using SDS right now. So on the settings, I do use SDS on right now. But that has to do with your peripherals. So depends. It all depends on how the flight stick reacts. So if it's not very stiff, then the SDS can kind of dampen the signals a bit. And the only thing I can say is try it out.
Unicorn 123, hvala I do slušanja. Ćao, evo i to klima.
So try out this setting. DLSS looks better than TAA? Not for me. DLSS is blurry for me. That's why I use TAA. Can you save and reload a flight in any of these Airbuses? I think isn't there an app somewhere that allows you to do that? And the only thing really that I do, although it is more a matter of, I guess you can do that on the ground, not during the flight. That will be the FSI panel. You can make scenarios, but you can't really save, auto-save flights.
Continue flight level 370, Alpine 693.
Boeing or Airbus? Phew. If it's a 787, then I would say Boeing. But if you ask me between, well, it's one of those questions. It's so difficult to answer because as a workplace, the Airbus is fantastic. It is a very, very beautiful cockpit to work in. Hand flying, though, I always found Airbus flying boring. Sorry to say, but it never emotionally connected with me. 737 flying, that definitely connected me, because you feel the aircraft, you feel what you're doing, what the elements are doing, and there's no computer in between modifying your inputs. Unfollow. I'll start. It's one of those topics which, of course, you can get emotional, right? TCAS is going below 350. Let's do a quick scan here of the pages. we've got good values there. Bleeds are looking good. Pressure 7,000 feet, 7.9. Differential pressure, electrics, IDG temperature's good. Loads are looking good. Hydraulics, pressure, fluid levels. That is normal, by the way. That is cold soak. So the green system being the biggest hydraulic system. As it cools down, you will lose a little bit of quantity indication there. Fuel temperatures, everything's still balanced nicely. 24 degrees, 25. Actually a bit warm in the back there. Let me just dial that down a bit. 25 is too warm. You might have about 23 degrees. Temperatures, pressure's looking good. Flight control computers all working nicely. Excellent. Yeah, I'm excited about the 777 from PMDG, but I'm also excited about Flight Factor 777 coming to X-Plane 12. And, you know, with the improvements coming to X-Plane 12, I am definitely planning to fly more X-Plane 12 once the update is released. And once Shared Flight is released. Which one is the best Barcelona to get from Microsoft? Wasn't the latest one MK Studios? I think 2 released, right? There's like one from Airsoft and one from MK Studios. Yeah, I prefer MK Studios. I have to say I didn't test the Airsoft one, but
501 flight level.
But MK Studios is definitely beautiful. The interior also looking very nicely there. So let's have a quick look at the stats here. So we've got 23 minutes after departure. And we're supposed to check Nilku. There's Nilku just before the, or at the top of the send here. So we're going to check Nilku, and we're supposed to be there 38 minutes, no, it's 36 minutes after departure, and we're supposed to have 2.9 plus 1.2, so 4.1 tons there. We shall check. Okay, so wondering where we are. Let me just give you a quick look here. Let's do that to daytime. Sorry.
November Papa Victor 1230 set squawk 1000, maintain flight level 320.
So here we are. Going to be passing Sarajevo in a couple of minutes. Also very good, very nice airport. Let me give you a quick rundown of the approach.
EGN560 fully released from Adria, nothing further, monitoring income, bye-bye.
So let's do arrival. So the ATIS says information echo 210 at 14, light rains, get at 3000, Brooklyn 6000, 12 degrees, 1004. Transition level 130, expect Alice Yankee. We are going to request the RNF approach, or RMP approach there. So departure, arrival via Dolev, Redva, Utva, not permitted due to K4 NATO operations. Check restricted and prohibited areas provided by NOTAM. Right, so that's why we have a special routing today that was published by the Adria ATC on their event webpage. You've got to be... So Garfield says, Adria Airways filed for bankruptcy September 30th, 2019. Blimey. I could have sworn I saw them not too long ago.
Alpine 43 Echo Papa, Unicom by.
Alpine 43 Echo Papa, thank you very much.
Alpine 41 Juliet Bravo, Unicom by.
So, I am planning for this approach. So the RNF approach.
Adria, good evening, Quitter 6055.
So the arrival via Medox, 11,000 Medox.
6055, good evening, Adria, direct Cati.
Then we've got Papa Romeo 423, 10,000 above. Then we have 422, then 406, that's the initial fix, and 406 max 230 knots and above 6,700. And from there we'll do the approach. So we'll descend down to 402.
955, proceed to Capri.
4,700 above, then India Papa Romeo 17, 3,700.
Wings 501, proceed to
And then Fox Papa Romeo is the final approach point, 3,700. 3 degree down, minimums today 2,200, El Navina minimum. Miss approach takes us over the runway 405, left turn 408 to hold, climbing 5,500 feet, all correctly programmed. In the MCDU, so I'm using the iPad with the browser MCDU, which is very nice. So let's see what questions. Yeah, Captain Mitchell, yeah. So it's just a wet lease aircraft now with the old livery. Let's leave it at that. So they're thinking about bringing back a national carrier. Yeah, I mean that would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah. Any other news out from regarding flight sims? It's been very quiet, I think, lately, hasn't it? No dramas, nothing? That's really strange. No flight sim dramas. What's happening? How do you get the black cockpit when looking? Oh, you mean the this? It's just livery. Livery I downloaded from flightsim.to. Yeah. All devs are waiting for SU-15. It is very quiet, right? Yeah, I was like, so whenever I prepare for a stream, I look at the news and so on, you know, FS Elite, etc., and I just couldn't really find anything. I think even on Aviation Herald, it's been really quiet.
Chinese 5 Romeo Juliet. I accidentally missed $50.
FENIX 5 Romeo Juliet, good evening, Adriator,
Okay.
501 descent to flight level.
So maybe some of you watch some of the streamers. What do they say about the A320 Neo from InnyBuilds? Oh, that video from 737 NG driver. So he was criticizing the autopilot behavior, correct? Bad, really, Math. Finger weg. No, you're joking. Hang on, I want to stream that on Tuesday.
955, proceed to Capri.
Really? That Neo is trash? You gave it one try and they had enough? Really? Oh boy. Okay, so I am warned. So I am definitely warned about Tuesday's stream then. You can fly it, but sometimes it doesn't work. And many streamers are saying that the fly-by-wire is better. Oh really? So even London Controller and Chewy are unhappy. Okay. All right. Well, that definitely doesn't speak well then. Let me quickly have a look.
Wizard Malta 902.
Wizard Malta 902, descend to flight level 250.
Descend flight level 250, Wizard Malta 902.
So let's have a look. 210. So that's 1004. What am I losing? Then we have how many degrees? 12. 12 degrees, and we have wind 210 at 14.
Adrian 830, good evening, Adrian Radar identified.
Good. The minimum we said was 2,200. And we shall do a... what landing shall we do? Config 3 would be preferable, obviously. So let's do runway wet. Let's apply the METAR. Auto thrust off. Let's try flap 3 first of all. Landing weight is going to be 63.5 in that region. So 63.5. Yeah, we got plenty of runway. And vacation, or vacation, want to vacate at, let's have a look here. So 17 to the right, Romeo 2, back, that's fine, that's easy. No sweat. It looks all good to me. So regarding our descent, we are going to have a look at the general terrain below us. So we've got grid altitudes of 10.2, 10.3, 10.3, so fairly high. So 12,000 feet until we get on the arrival.
Bye-bye.
And then on the arrival, yeah, we'll have a look. 11,000 MEDOX as briefed. We've already briefed the approach, the missed approach. That's all set. Landing distance required was.
Adria 29 Delta, fully released from Adria Radar. Contact Adria East 130.550. Have a nice landing. Bye bye.
30550. Thank you much. See you later, Adria 29 Delta. So that's Adria East. They also have SEPA DLC.
No, it's back. Welcome back.
Adria East, good evening from Adria 29 Delta, level 350.
Adria 29 Delta, Adria Radar identified. GN 780, by any chance, are you still with me?
GN 780, yeah, we're still here.
Yeah, CPDLC has failed. Contact Adria 130450.
Okay, 130450, GN 780.
Why am I not getting into that menu? ATC com. ATC com. That is weird. I think it's bugged. Can't get into the menu. Let's see, what else do we have? Papa Charlie has good experience with the Inibilt's 320 Neo. Okay. Yeah, I'll test it. Yeah, absolutely. Have I been to Pristina in real life? No, unfortunately not.
Adria 29 Delta, descent flight level 200.
Adria 29 Delta, descent level 200. So, let's go. We got speed, descend, out blue 200. So, auto brake low. We're going to do a config 3 landing. Flap 3 selected for the checklist. Hey Bob, how you doing?
Engine 78 November, contact Adria 130, decimal 450, bye.
130, decimal 450,
Easy 57 Romeo Alpha, contact Budapest 120, decimal 37.
Marcos, hello to you. Hope well, yeah, I'm doing well. How are you? Yeah, so Marcos, you should pretty much always aim for a flap 3 landing because it does save fuel. The only limitations, I would pinpoint at the 3 limitations where you may choose a flat full landing. The first,
radar, good evening, Alpine 460 Bravo.
The first one is obviously runway length. So if you have to apply, let's say, Orbic medium, then it doesn't really make sense to go flap 3 because you're going to be faster, you're going to be putting more strain on the brake discs, meaning higher brake temperatures. But if you have, let's say, 2.5 kilometers, even if the runway is wet, then flap 3 is fine, unless you have some tailwind. So tailwind would be a limit sometimes, depending on runway length and the approach angle. So if you go like 3.5 degree with neutral wind, then yeah, flap 3 means you have very low power settings. So that's also not advisable because of the time it takes for the engines to spool up in case you go around. Or if you have like an overspeed condition, if you're already pretty much near idle, it's so difficult to get rid of the extra speed. So 3 things: runway length, approach glide angle, and tailwind. But if none of these are restricting, then go ahead with config 3. So the next frequency is Pristina approach 12598. I'm going to pre-dial that here. Oh, one thing I am excited about, beyond ATC, seems like an interesting service. So in AI, ATC service, and they seem to be programming. Well, the programming seems to go very well, even with things like radar vectoring, missed approach, and so on. It's a kind of a program that allows you to interact with their ATC AI. It works apparently worldwide and has lots of different dialects. So if you fly in the US, you're going to have American dialects. If you fly in the UK, it's going to be UK dialects and so on. Yeah, and you can practice ATC with that. So it's either voice recognition, so you can do like FS2 crew. You voice readbacks, or I think it allows the button interaction as well. No, so the wind limitations, config 3 and config full are the same. So there's airlines that use 35 knots, 35 knot crosswind limit. There's airlines that use 38 knot crosswind limits. I think Airbus limits that to 38 in total. So 838 is the max demonstrated and approved. But there are airlines that limit at the 35 knots. Tango Kilo, good evening. How are you?
Free, Corendon 7881, flight level 340.
E-Pilot, thank you very much for the offer. I have Papa Echo. And I haven't forgotten about the sceneries. I will have to look at the routings because you said it's going to be better with the what was it called? The turboprops. Yeah, exactly. It's like it is offline ATC, yeah. So, but it allows you to fly with ATC control or simulated ATC control, and I think a lot of people will like that because I know that a lot of people are a little bit apprehensive to start out in VATSIM or aviation. But with with that service, you can practice, and that way you lose a bit of the fear of flying with ATC. Good, remaining flight time. Actually, I did want to check Nilko. That was 56. That was 4 minutes ago. That's 37 to 38. 36 minutes is what we're supposed to have been there, and we had fuel of 4.4 tons, and we said we're gonna have 4.2 or something, so or 4.1. So fuel and time is all good.
Adria 29 Delta, continue descent flight level 150.
Continue descend level 150, Adria 29 Delta. 150.
Adria 29 Delta, contact Pristina 125.980, bye bye.
25980, thank you much, Adria 29 Delta. So let's just check the latest weather again. So I have information echo, is that the same? Yeah. Pristina approach, good evening, Adria 29 Delta, passing 230, descending 150, information echo.
Adria 29 Delta, Pristina approach, good evening, radar contact cleared, Medux 1 Alpha, expect ILS Yankee approach, runway 17.
Cleared Medux 1 Alpha, expecting ILS 17. If available, we'd appreciate the RNF 17 approach, Adria 29 Delta.
Adria 29 Delta, Roger, you can expect our now visual runway 170 and altitude of 1000, QNH 1004.
Thank you much. Expecting RNF 17, descending 1000, QNH 1004, Adria 29 Delta. So we got 11,000, which is our limit for now regarding the altitude. 1004 is confirmed. And let's strap everyone in. The lights on already. So for the approach items, that is all set. Although we can set RATNAV something in here. RATNAV Papa Romeo Tango. And today, actually, with an airport that has such high MSAs, I would suggest drawing in these MSA circles. So when you do those in the MCDU, you have to take the opposite reciprocal radials. So this would be, for example, 233 degrees. So what we'll do, we're going to go to fix info page here, Papa Romeo Tango, and then we'll do radial 2. What did I say now? 233. 233. Another radial would be 27. And then go to the next page. And I want to do a 25-mile circle around that as well. And the last one is going to be 117 degrees. So now you can see on the nav display, that's where we have the MSA circles. That does increase situational awareness if you get under stress. And you quickly want to find out what your minimum sector altitudes are. Threats, obviously terrain, and you can see the terrain out the window here. Goes without saying. Beautiful. Do you have any good documents? Well, I mean, our subscribers and our members have access to workshop files on my Discord, and yes, they're not free for everyone. It's just for the members and subscribers, I'm afraid. But yeah, I do have some stuff there. Ali, hello to you. Yeah, the views are nice, right? Beautiful. Yeah, that mountain peak, that's definitely one of those more restrictive ones. Yeah, that's about 8,000 feet ahead of us. Look at that. Let's read a checklist. Approach checklist. Barrow ref 1004. Set seatbelts on. Minimum barrow 2200 feet. Auto brake low. Engine mode selector normal. Approach checklist completed. We're going to check the GPS accuracy, left and right. So we need 2 at the moment. Later on we need 0.3, and we actually have 0.03. So that's fine. Any helicopters? Only a DCS, I'm afraid, right now. But X-Plane 12, I'll tell you what. When
Delta 20 descend 10,000 feet.
Descend 10,000, Adia 29 Delta. 10,000, 10,000. I am going to go selected speed, or am I? No, I'm going to wait with that. So the airport elevation, I can check that here as well, is 1,800, so let's say 2,000 feet. So we need to lose 12,000 feet. That's 36 miles plus 5 miles deceleration, 41 miles, and we have 41 miles to go. A little bit tailwind, so you can see the aircraft is just a tad above slope there, but Bob, yes, it's a VATSIM event. Oh, look at that. Man, it's beautiful. That's really nice. Just did a gusty landing, and the A320 Neo feels much different compared to what we are used to Microsoft. It was really shaky through stock control. Almost felt like it was X-plane. Interesting. I guess, like I said, I've got to try it out. Oh yeah, I need to update that, Lilo. Yeah, thanks for the reminder. Yeah, I need to update RealTurb. Yeah, you're right. It does have cloud turbulence now.
Delta 29 Delta, via the profile descend 6,700 feet, cleared RMQ approach runway 17, speed at discretion, report final track.
According to the profile, descend 6,700 feet, and then via the arrival, cleared the RNF 17. I call the established RDR 200,000. So we've own speed as well, so 6,700, and you can see now that's the next limitation here. But it is getting a little bit lower with the MSAs. Here's our deceleration point. So this is the point where we start to decelerate to 250 knots. Hey, long haul pilots, how are you? Welcome. Hope you had a great stream. Currently flying on the VATSIM Adriatic event. Just flying from Ljubljana to Pristina, but we are going to fly back to Ljubljana as well. Hey Leo, hello to you. And Jade, hello, how are you doing? More drag? Okay, let's put some speed brakes out. The tower is 126,550, so I'm going to pre-dial that now that I have some lower work
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
Lower workload. There is.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
Thank you.
Radar, good evening, German.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel.
Hey,
subscriber
Krishu.
experience.
Thank you.
Could new subscribers please make your way to
Wing
the
5,
first
Lima
class
Tango,
cabin,
Pristina,
where
good evening, radar.
complimentary drinks,
Contact clear,
snacks,
middle
and
to 1
premium
Alpha,
flight
arrival expect
entertainment will be served.
FE17.
Thank you.
Krishu, thank you very much. 21 months. How are you? Hope you had a great weekend.
5 Lima Tango, descend altitude 11,000, QNH 1004.
Descent 11,000 and QNH 1004.
Here comes the next deceleration point to get us down to 230 knots. I'm going to use a little bit more speed brakes. We are slightly above the path, slightly fast. And we don't want to go screaming in too fast. So here's 6,700 feet. Next limitation is 4,700. So now I'm going to dial in 3,700.
Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight infotainment will be served. Thank you.
And Bergziegen Club, welcome to the community. That's a new member. Thank you so much. So Bergziegen Doctor, no, hang on, why do you say Doctor? Bergziegen Club, if you need any help with getting connected to our Discord server, give me a shout.
Welcome aboard the Captain
Here's
Black
the
Box
description.
Duo Channel experience. Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin, where complimentary
Or
drinks,
I can make it
snacks,
easier
and
for you.
premium flight infotainment will be served. Thank you.
So Bergziegen Club, if you like, on my Discord channel, just give me a private message and I will send you the ATC documents with the phraseologies and so on. And Ilphil, also a new member. Wow, thank you so much. Phil, thank you. Thanks for the subscription. So the approach phase is just activated. Now it's reducing to green dot speed. Here comes flaps 1. Speed is checked. Flaps 1. Going to take out some of the energy here for the turn. Yeah, I'm going to have to use a bit of speed brakes here. We are still a little bit fast. And that's the final descent point. Once we're inbound to the final descent point... Oh, here's coming gear down. Ooh, hot and high. There's the runway. We've got to be at 3,700 at the next waypoint. That is important.
2,500.
Adria 29 Delta on final track, runway 17.
Adria 29 Delta, thank you much. Tower 126.550, have a safe landing, bye-bye.
26550, thank you. Adria 29 Delta. Flaps 2, speed check, flaps 2. Speed brakes back in. And we're going to press the approach button now. Speed, final approach. And then we can set 5,500 for the missed approach. Missed approach altitude is set. Pristina Tower, good evening. Adria 29 Delta on the RNF approach 17.
Adria 29 Delta, Pristina Tower, hello, runway 17, clear to land, wind 270 degrees, 11 knots.
Clear to land, 17, thank you, Adria 29 Delta. Flap 3, speed check, flaps 3, that's the final setting. Rest looking good. Landing checklist, Economimo landing, no blue. Let's turn on all the lights. And let's see if we can butter this beautiful aircraft. Manual thrust. Manual flight. Yeah, right. Bob. What? Interesting view out the windows. Wow. So the wind is a little bit from the right. Cross-check altitude. Oh, and we need to cross-check the latest QNH, please. RDO 29 Delta. Almost forgot. Adria 29 Delta, can you confirm the latest QNH, please?
Adria 29 Delta, QNH is 1004.
1004, thank you, Adria 29 Delta. So for non-precision approaches, hey Yoda, wie geht's? We need to confirm the QNH again with the tower. Because on these approaches, a wrong altimeter setting, even though now we have visual contact, but still, you know, just for practice, if you like, you can actually get into big trouble.
100 above.
Oh, good crosswind, 15 knots. Runway is inside.
Minimum.
Continue.
300. 200.
Yeah, but slow on the speed.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Wow, that fell out of the sky. No, it wasn't that hard, but my god. It's so weird. We've got spoilers. Decel and no reverse for some reason. But I mean, I'm stupid because I made a video about.
Now that's how pros.
Hang on. I actually made a video on the flare behavior between the flap full and flap 3, and I've forgotten what I actually said on my own video. Meaning,
Adria 29 Delta, welcome to Pristina. Contact Pristina ground 128.83. Bye bye.
128.83. Thank you much, Adria 29 Delta. So I actually concluded that with config full, the flare behavior is better, and with config 3 it's still the same, meaning you have to pull back literally full back to get the aircraft into a good flare, and I forgot. Pristina ground, good evening, Adria 29 Delta, just vacated.
Adria 29 Delta, Pristina ground, moin, welcome to Pristina, taxi to stand 101 Bravo.
Stand 101 Bravo, thank you, Adria 29 Delta.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that...
So the problem is, oh look at that sunset, the problem really is the fact that if you do a config 3 landing in a FENIX, you have to be aware that you need to either flare before 30 feet, so before the aircraft goes into that flare mode, or the flare mode, yeah, the flare mode it's called. Otherwise, you're going to have to pull back a lot harder. 3-wire. Definitely. Okay, so the three clicks on flare was because a motor version at 50 feet. So 50 feet rate altimeter, the aircraft goes from the final approach mode back to heading vertical speed. That's actually when you pass the missed approach point. So it loses the vertical and lateral track and reverts to heading vertical speed, and that's why you get that triple click. Hey Beethoven, on VATSIM? I don't know, I've not, hang on, last stream I've been on VATSIM, yeah, but otherwise. Let's have a look, that is in 101 Bravo. Let's have a look.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Duo Channel experience. Could new subscribers
right at
please
the
make
start.
their
Okay,
way to the
got it.
first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight infotainment will be served. Thank you.
Hey Jalend, how are you doing?
Happy landings.
Happy landings, thank you. So if I'm honest, even though I do want to try to land with config 3 as often as I can, I have to say that here in the FENIX at the moment, I would strongly advise you guys landing with config full because of that flare behavior, which is still a little bit bugged. Here's 101 Bravo. There it is. That's going to be a tight fit, isn't it? It's these kind of situations that I really hate in real life. Why? Because the ground doesn't really care. Like, they do care, but they say that you're responsible as a pilot. You're responsible for clearance. Beautiful sunset. I will get to the questions in a minute, guys. Let me just park the aircraft real quickly. Got to try and concentrate. He's happy. Park and brake on. I can see APU available, APU bleed on. That looks good. 2, 1. Fuel flow 0. And fuel requested. So, welcome to Pristina. So we had some questions. So Julien, once again, Julien, thank you much for the 4 months. How would you compare this to IRL config 3 landings? No. So Marcos, the config 3 landings, IRL, are no more difficult than config full landings. There's pilots that prefer config 3 landings over config full landings. The only time I didn't like config 3 landings is in tailwind conditions. Again, because you already have such a low power setting, and then as you get a little bit over speed, you have to literally go idle power, which you don't want to do, especially below 500 feet, because it takes so long in case of wind shear or something, or go around, to get the aircraft to spool up, the engines to spool up again. So, Silozol, hey, I'm doing an Airbus 320 tech course at the moment, ground engine, nice. After 18 years of Boeing, oh good God. Silozol, well, if you have any questions, try me. But, I mean, your technical knowledge will be so superior to mine, because, you know, you're a ground engineer. But who knows, maybe I can help you with one or two things. Lewis, I think it would be great to have a way you to show us your rudder inputs. Read peripherals.
Ladies and gentlemen, when disembarking, please take care and hold on to the handrails.
What is he doing?
Down the stairs. Please ensure that you supervise your children. And for your
He signaled something. So Airbus Broker, hello to you. In real life, do you land with nose light in takeoff or taxi position? Yeah, it depends on your preferences. I mean, obviously takeoff light will be a little bit brighter, although, I mean, you have to realize that the takeoff light, the same with the taxi light, they will only be really illuminating the ground once the nose comes down. As long as the nose is like, you know, 4 or 5 degree pitch up. What? Oh, then of course, you know, it doesn't really make much difference. But it's preference. Tis. Negative, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Yoda, let me ask you, Yoda, have you been flying DCS lately much? Man, I need to get back in. I honestly, I'm trying to get in, but yeah, there's so much stuff going on right now at home here. Lurking in the background, nice. Okay, Yoda, yeah, you're busy as well, right, man? It's one of those things, you know. I don't want to neglect streaming, meaning, you know, I'd rather stream and prepare stuff for the streams than trying to spend time on DCS, which would then cut short the live streams and the preparations for that. Anyhow, so what we would normally do now in this stage, or at this stage where people are deboarding, I would finish my entries in the technical logbook. If there's no issues, I would then sign it off for the next flight. For that, we would check the oil quantity again, hydraulic fluid, make sure everything's still good. That looks good as well. And let's have a look at the wheel page. I'm going to wait with the brake fans. Although it's below 300 degrees Celsius, you don't really need the brake fans. Half an hour turnaround should be fine. The first officer would normally then finish off the paperwork, meaning the flight times. They would be sent off to the company via ACARS. And then once that is all done... Oh, hang on, that's the wrong one. Disregard. I would need to load the next flight plan.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Duo Channel experience. Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight infotainment will be served. Nice. Thank you.
Torsport, thanks for the 9 months. Torsport, I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for that support.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary
There's a VUR station there, look at that.
Flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Kappa.
That is a VOR ground station. Now, Toto could exactly explain to you how that works. And Sir Wussa, 53 months. Good God. Sir Wussa. Thank you. Negative writes, you've been hit by a helicopter bug a little. Oh. Oh, there we go. Nick knows that as well. Yeah, so there is no mechanical parts moving anymore. These days, VORs are doing that by frequency modulation per degree rate of radial. Now, if you want to learn more about it, go to Wikipedia. You'll find a lot more there. So, we're going to go with the next flight plan. The alternate. Let me put alternate. I'm going to put alternate. Graz. So a little bit extra fuel, 800 kilograms for one go around. That is, let's generate the flight. LJLJ, okay, you were the German wings, nice. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful surroundings here. No GA
Welcome
allowed
aboard
here?
the Captain
Really?
Black Box Duo Channel experience. Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight infotainment
Wow, so much
will be
support
served.
coming in.
Thank you.
Big thank you to Marcos.
Been a while since last visit due to work, but
really?
always nice to enjoy some good landings and flying tips.
There's MAN,
Thanks
I
a
think.
lot, BB and community.
Thank you so much, Marcos, for the kind words, and thanks for the 2 months. Hope everything's well. So we've submitted the flight plan. Let me just relog on to VATSIM in this case. We are now called 57 Golf. Smoky landing. I think it's simulating wet runway for some reason. There we go. Now that's the Germanwings. Excellent. So let's do the init request now. And there it is, 57 Golf. Pristina to Ljubljana. Graz is the alternate. And we'll do the init request here as well. Oh, they're still boarding. Blimey, that's taking ages. That's taken a long time.
Good evening, fine, 6
I don't think so, Negative. I don't think they have any mechanical parts moving around anymore. I think really it's just frequency modulation with a timing signal. But I would have to read up on that again. It's been way too long for my ATPL theory. Josh, thank you much coming in with a new subscription on YouTube. Josh, thank you so much. Silozol says I'm correct. Thank you very much. Somewhere in my grey brain cells, I do dig out some interesting information sometimes. Let me also restart Sim Toolkit Pro.
Passengers bus is coming.
They're still deboarding. Blimey. Right. There's the overlay now correctly working. Flight time back is an hour 15 roundabout. So let's have a look here. That's the thing, Negative, right? You just have to learn so much stuff. So it's always one of those things. Let me have a look at the position page here real quickly. So the drift is only 0.4 miles. If you want to realign the INS, there is, or the ADIRs as they're called here, there's two methods. So one would be the short alignment and one is the long alignment. If you want to do the short alignment, you would put the selectors to off, but with less than, I think it was 5 seconds. And then would just do a quick alignment. And if you do leave them in for longer, then it will do a full alignment again. So let's see, within 5 seconds, yeah. Okay, cool. Man, wow, I know so much stuff still. But anyways, maybe that was longer, or maybe the quick alignment doesn't work here in the FENIX. I don't know. It should, but we shall see. So let's have a look how long it takes. Josh, I'm doing well. How are you? I was wondering if it's standard procedure to have auto thrust on until flare. There are airlines, Josh, that do that. And look at that. That was the quick alignment. So it did work. Josh, there are airlines like British Airways that actually use the auto thrust until touchdown. So they will wait with selecting the thrust levers to idle until the retard call out. So you can do whatever you like. You can fly manual thrust, oops, or automatic thrust. Both is fine. BA. I don't think he's here right now, is he? Okay, let's do the following. Let's go and it's still deboarding. That is taking a long time, isn't it? Oh, he's here. Psst, guys. Psst, psst, psst. Marcus here. Oh, Lewis.
Seasonal greetings and thanks for the
really
gifted
kind.
sub.
Lewis, thank you so much. That is 5 gifted subs. And so the Yuzen, Party Man, Smiley Beaches, Captain Scientist, and Ibex, please say a huge thank you to Lewis Daniel gifting you the subs there. And Lewis, I do hope you have you ever tried the TOLUS? So we want to depart in about 30 minutes. Let's do 17:10 and.
Hello, Black Box.
Hey, Brennelt, wie geht's? So half an hour to go. That's fine. That should be good. Is it true a full alignment is always required if the airplane goes into RVSM space? Not to my knowledge. For us, there is a certain limitation regarding the amount of drift that you have. You just have to realize that the longer the ADIRS or the IRS runs without a new alignment, the greater the rate of error gets. So the drift will get greater and greater and greater over time. So at least a quick alignment is definitely always recommended. But I'm not sure. There may be airlines that actually have that requirement. Me personally, I've not heard of it. Exactly. So regarding the I agree. Regarding altitude readout, it shouldn't matter anyways. Yeah, that's true. So Pristina, Ljubljana.
Golf Sierra, this is Pristina Tower.
115.
Till the ground.
Graz is 1.2 tons. So 6.7. No, sorry, 6.8 is the block fuel. I have to change something here.
And airplane 693, we arrive on stand and prepare for the return flight.
Oh, he's flying back as well. Nice. So let's have a look. GSX settings. I know you can change the. Where's timings? There we go. Boarding. Ah, that's why. The deboarding also has a density setting, so a rate setting. Josh, you're going to save up for the PMGs? Yeah, good idea. Yeah, I know that people, and I'm happy with the PMG. I use them a lot in P3D. So the 747, 777. Yeah, very, very solid add-ons. Yeah, negative. I know that the GPS spoofing, so the software requirements or reprogramming. Let's load GSX.
Refueling truck is on its way. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask for room.
So it's a race against the time, isn't it? Regarding regarding that spoofing.
All stations, Pristina Tower, new information, Golf, QNH 1004, and now runway news is 35.
Oh, 35. Whew, okay.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
Good thing, good report there. So 3-5. That is interesting. We did plan 1-7, yeah. So that's a new departure then. So let's go departures. So Sarax departures. That's not the one. So 3-5. Let's have a look here. So that would be the 1 Foxtrot. Or 1 Echo maybe. Let's have a look. So the difference, if you look at the difference here, is the left turn. That one is later. So the Echo is earlier. And so the climb requirements is a bit greater on this one. That requires a 6.3 up to 4,200 feet. And if I go to the 1 Foxtrot, that only requires 4.5% to 4,600. Because that takes a little bit longer for the turn. And so you're going to be higher up by the time you reach Sarax. That is an interesting departure here.
Out session, ground sec.
Okay, cool. But I think we should be able to do the higher gradient. So if you look at the table here, 6.3 requires you, so let's say 200 knots ground speed, about 1,300 feet per minute. We should be easily be able to do that. And what we can do is we can delay the flat protection a bit. So that way, yeah, I don't have any issues with the climb gradient. That should be fine.
Charlie Golf Sierra, your reliability is 2 out of 5. Can you say again?
Yeah, so Josh, as soon as the 777 comes out from PMG, I will definitely be flying that here on stream regularly.
Charlie Golf Sierra, please file the flag.
So let's have a look here. So the cost index is 41. Level is 360. Wind request. So in an A page, in a B page, we said that's going to be a zero fuel weight of 57.9. Lock fuel 5.8, I think we said. Look at that. Catering, fueling, excellent. Where will you do your first flight in the flight factor 777? I don't know yet. I have not decided. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Always open to suggestions. So that was about 1.2 tons, wasn't it? For the alternate fuel to Graz. Yeah, 1.2 tons. Oh, hang on. No, we have a bit more fuel. How much was that now? That was... fuel required is, yeah, 6.8, sorry, 6.8. That's better. About 800 kilograms extra fuel. So we're going to depart runway 35. And we said we'll go with the higher gradient, and that was the 1 Foxtrot. Or was it? Hang on. Departure.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Ed Force 571.
Well, hello Captain Black Box. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Ed Force? Thank you so much for the whopping 71 months. Good God. Thank you very much. And Ed Force, how are you doing? How is your life?
Boarding requested. Passengers bus is coming.
Thank you. There we go. I quite like the transit. I wanted to try that today because I've not tried it here on stream yet. But the GSX integration seems to work really well. Quite happy with that. And now, as it's getting darker, you can dial down the brightness settings a bit. Get rid of this, the glows. So for the arrival, Ljubljana, let's have a look.
For Pristina ground, hello, information Golf, correct. Proceed to Ljubljana, Sarax on Delta departure.
They are landing 3-0. So let's do the ILS 3-0. Arrival is via the Daza to Lima. Approach via... Uh-oh. You're doing great. You got a day off with the family. Lovely, lovely. That's good to hear, Ed Force 5. Here we had horrible weather this weekend. It was raining and we even had thunderstorms today, so... So the approach at Ljubljana, approach, ILS 30, and the arrival we said was the Sabat, no, Daza, sorry, Daza to Lima via this one there. That looks like Lupix. Yeah, Lupix. That's fine. Cool. Elevator music, yeah. Inbound for the copyright strike. So Lupix transition, insert. Let's check the routing quickly. Oh, there's one discontinuity in there. So Sarax. Don't know why it has a discontinuity there. That's weird. So that's for departure, isn't it? Sarax. Oh yeah, Sarax, Tetov, disregard. So we just closed that. And there you go. That's closed now. The rest is all closed until the runway. Missed approach, looking good. So init A page filled out, B page is filled out, flight plan page is good. RATNAV, we'll leave Pristina VOR in there. Secondary flight plan, we're going to copy the active. We'll do a quick return. Bravo, Kilo, Papa, Romeo. And then I'm going to fly the ILS 35 in this case. No star, no via. Engine out procedure. Engine out procedure, airports, Bravo, Kilo, Papa, Romeo. Oh, we don't have any info for that. Okay.
Passengers boarding starting.
So I'm gonna leave that empty. In case of engine failure, we'll just proceed on the actually initial on the departure route. We'll turn downwind radar vectors to the field, or even visual approach. Although it will be difficult. Yeah, we do have some rain showers. Yeah. If we are visual, we could do a left-hand visual pattern in case of engine failure. Depends. Right, cool. Last thing to do is performance. Fueling's finished, so seatbelt signs on. I'm going to put the antenna light to dim. Alright. That is interesting. So let me just see. If I check that we have shocks in place, which we do up front here. So I'm going to release the parking brake in the hope that it's going to cool down the brakes. So there's a limitation regarding the brake temperature for takeoff. One of them is if you have the brake fan on just prior to entering the runway, it's 150 degrees Celsius. With brake fans off, it's 300 degrees. So we are below limitations, but I mean, in case of an RTO, it is good to have cool brakes. Usually what we do after engine start and taxi out, we would have the brake fan on there until we get lineup. Peter, hello. Well, so Ljubljana IRL, okay, it's not a simulator problem, that's more an IRL problem. Right now, you've got people running around here, and if you switch on the brake fans now, you're going to kick out some dust from the brake discs, and that is carbon. And you don't really want to have people inhale outside on the ramp, inhale carbon dust. So you should, you know, in real life that is, you would avoid doing so. If the brakes are very hot on taxi-in, you would wait 5 minutes to have an even distribution of the temperatures between the brake discs. And during taxi-in, you would try to switch them on latest before entering the stand. And yes, of course, and taxi out as everyone, you know, is far away from the aircraft. Then, you know, after engine start, once you start taxiing, let's say, and everybody's clear of the aircraft, then you could switch on the brake fans as well. Yeah. Have you tried simming in VR? Mostly in DCS, but I have made a video here on YouTube as well, where I tried VR with the FENIX and the Comanche, and it is getting better. But performance here in Microsoft is still, you know, not quite up to speed yet. All right, aircraft is loaded. Let's just check the latest ATIS one more time. Get the clearance, and then we get going, shall we? Pristina ground. Good evening again from Adria 57 Golf this time, requesting clearance information Golf.
Adria 57 Golf, Pristina ground, hello again. Information Golf correct, clear to Ljubljana, Sarx 1 Delta departure runway 35, initial climb 7,000 feet, squawk 5204.
Adria 57 Golf is cleared to Ljubljana via the Sarah 1 Delta departure, climb 7,000, runways 35 and squawk 5204. Adria 57 Golf.
Adria 57 Golf, repair correct.
So let's check the 1 Delta. I haven't had that one yet. Thank you much, Mark. That's really kind of you. Thanks for the link. And you posted that both on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you, Mark. Lol, I got 1 Echo, 1 Foxtrot. How did I miss the 1 Delta? There it is. Ah, okay, that's also an ANA for departure. Okay, that's fine then. So that'll take us 602, 620, max to 30 knots, then 622 to Sarx. Okay, so let's try that. Gonna delete the discontinuity out again. Excellent. I'm not using auto FPS right now. The reason is EdForce 5. The moment that I installed auto FPS and had it running, it did something really weird. It may be just a stupid coincidence, but for me, all the trees were gone. And it was messing about with some settings internally that I couldn't reset until I had it completely deinstalled again. And then I had to reinstall. It was just so weird. So I'm a bit worried about auto FPS. That it's doing something in the background that it shouldn't. Good. Let's have a quick look at the received messages for the final values, load sheet values, that is. So AOC menu, received messages. And so that's the final load sheet, edition 1. We'll accept that. So we have 59.1. That's a lot more than expected. Okay. With 32.5. 59. So we're going to weigh 65.7. Let's check that here as well. Yeah, 59.2. 65.7 for takeoff and 32.5. Yeah, that is actually what we have here as well. So let's calculate the departure. I'm going to use wet runway 35. Optimum config. Let's try PAX off this time. Latest weather 7 degrees 1004. I'm going to put 1003 just in case it decreases again as we taxi out. Oh. Right, let's try that again. Wet sync PAX off 1003 and full length, or do we have intersection? No, we just have full length. So going to be config 2 down 0.5 flex 57. Let's send that to the MCDU. So initial climb 7,000 is set. Performance all done, full length 57, and the acceleration will be in 3,300 feet for engine out. The rest I'll leave as it is.
Pristina ground, good evening, Nordic 190.
Now let me see if I can get connection, notification. Connection status.
109 Pristina ground, hello. Information Golf, clear to
that seems to be broken.
FENIX 1 Delta departure, runway 35, initial climb 7,000 feet, squawk 5231.
Clear the FENIX 1 Delta 35, 7,000 feet initially, and squawk 5231, Nordic 1909.
Cool.
Nordic 1909.
Let's get the external power off. That off.
Airline 6904, request push-in start.
Nice, I'm in. Then we read a checklist.
Airline 6904, push-in start approved.
Cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins covers removed. Fuel quantity 6,700 kilograms currently balanced.
Facing towards runway 35
and 800 kilograms extra. That's correct. Seatbelts on.
Airline 6904 just confirm runway 35.
ADIRS, NAF, and bow ref 1004. Checked. And that's the cockpit preparation checklist completed. Let's read the before start checklist. Parking brake is set. Set. There it is set now. There we got takeoff speeds thrust 133, 143, 146. And flex 57. Windows, doors closed.
Hello, Captain.
We are ready for pushback. Closed. Beacon is on, and that's the before start checklist complete. Adria 57 Golf, stand 101 Bravo, request push and start.
Adria 57 Golf, Roger, stand by for push. I will call you shortly.
Standing by, Adria 57 Golf.
Ground hello, Thomas.
Oh, there, that's why.
3, looking for stand 203 Alpha.
Swiss 10 Zulu Victor, Pristina ground, hello. Unfortunately 203 Alpha is currently in use, I can offer you 202 Alpha.
Stand by, top Swiss 100 Victor.
Locking gear.
I can accept 202 Alpha, top Swiss 100 Victor.
Top Swiss 10 Zulu Victor, Roger, taxi stand 202 Alpha Vibe Road.
202 Alpha Vibe Road.
That's really nice. That's a great scenery. MAN, you're saying what? Might be drink some water from the apron. Huh? X-Plane 12? Not quite sure what you mean, MAN. MAN, which way are you facing? South? Hey, boat stands after. Oh, it's raining right now in X-Plane 12. Ah, south. Okay, thanks.
Due to icing release, placing brake by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
The ground looked pixelated on taxiing. Okay. Looks alright to me right now. If you hit F8, it can do something with GSX, if I remember correctly. F8. Yeah, but the thing is, maybe some of my keybinds are different. Because I have, put in some viewpoints, etc. So I'm not sure if that's all still correct.
Release parking brakes, please.
Stand by.
Nordic 1909 ready for pushing start.
Nordic 1909, Roger, we'll call you shortly. Your number.
So that's a tower, that's pre-selected, and later on we've got 125980. Now, if you want to help yourself with all these frequencies, just dial in that as a reminder, 125980. And that way you don't have to write it down anywhere or something. Is he flying a Neo? MAN. No, that's on 319, disregard. So that should be a quick engine start.
Release parking brakes, please.
Yeah, I told us, right?
Alpine 694, taxi yelling point, runway 35.
Oh, here, that's the thing. So, Bob, that's what you meant, right, with pixelated. The problem is, if I'm in the outside view, I need to reset. That's a DX. You see, this is DX12 problem. So I have to go back a bit to load the tiles back in. Yeah, that's still DX12 issue. And now the apron is a little bit better. I just realized on the previous pushback, because that was also a lift-up truck, the
357 Golf 1's clear of the Alpine A319 are passing right to left, push and start approved, runway 35 facing south, QNH 1004.
Once clear of the traffic behind A319 cleared for push and start facing south, QNH 1004, and runway will be 35. Thank you. Oh, there he is. So, releasing parking brake. Brakes released.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please
What?
stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
What icing conditions? Disregard.
Pristina ground, good evening, Scandinavian.
So, bleed available. Pumps are on. Engine 2 start.
Scandinavian 202 with Pristina ground.
Yeah, it's the old GSX issue.
The default scenery, do you have a new one?
Default Scandinavian 202.
Scandinavian 202, Roger. In that case, taxi to stand number 4.
Taxi stand number 4.
And Alpine 694, we are able, intersection Foxtrot takeoff.
Alpine 694, standby.
Foxtrot? I didn't even have that as an option. Foxtrot.
Alpine 694, Roger. In that case, 67 Foxtrot, runway 35.
So we could, theoretically, we could do our own calculations there. One start. So what we could do, that is 540 meters shift. So we can do add custom, intersection ID, Foxtrot. Take off run available 2,500 meters. Save. Let's calculate that. So that's 500 meters shift roundabout. Flaps 1 this time. Okay. Right. Well, it's going to send that to the MCDU. So 27, 40, 41, 58 flex, and it's flaps 1 this time. Cool. Parking brake is set.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Right, after start items. We set flaps 1. Flight controls. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Do you ever have GTA your way in the game? What? Hang on. GTA? Have you ever GTA your way in the game? I'm not sure. You mean if I play GTA?
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
I think I'm too old for that. Right, there he drives off. Just waiting for the all clear signal. Now, this is something IRL that I am very careful with. Especially now with the larger aircraft, you just want to make sure that everyone is safe. HR's safe. So everybody's left the aircraft before you taxi out, right? So now I'm going to put on the brake fans, cool down the brake temperatures a bit, and then we'll read the after start checklist. After start, anti-ice off, ecam status is checked, pitch trim down 0.5, rudder trim neutral, and that's the after start checklist completed. Let's have a look at the... So I'm going to tell him that we're also able Foxtrot. So that is taxiway Alpha. Adria 57 Golf, request taxi.
Adria 57 Golf, taxi on point runway 35 via Bravo 3.
Runway 35 via Bravo 3. And we are also able Foxtrot intersection Adria 57 Golf.
Adria 57 Golf, in that case, taxi on point Foxtrot runway 35 via Bravo 3.
Bravo 3, holding point Foxtrot runway 35. Thank you, Adria 57 Golf. Oh, that looks really cool. Brake check. Brakes are working. DX12, Josh. So DX12 allows you frame generation, which does allow you then to have very nice FPS settings on your monitor. One thing I'm a little bit confused now is that it looks like then on stream it will only be 30 FPS.
Actual 004, push and start approach facing south, runway 35, Nordic 1909. Thank you.
Cabin crew seats for takeoff.
That looks very good.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Thank you. See you later. Okay, now it's starting to rain. We have plus 5 degrees TAT or SAT on the ground. So I am going to switch on, not this, hang on, where's my, there's engine anti-ice. However,
Golf, contact tower 12650, have a nice flight, bye-bye.
26550, thank you so much. Good night, Adria 57 Golf. I did not calculate with engine anti-ice on, did I? No. So engine anti-ice on, calculate, send that to the MCDU. 274041, flex 51 this time. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Go around. If it don't look right coming down, don't wait until your silence
it's just so bloody loud.
You can always go around.
I jumped just then. Blimey. Oh. He went around? Seriously? Oh, you're right. He did a go around. Okay. Oh, I'm awake now. Thank you very much for that. Oh, here's Foxtrot. Gotta be careful. Right. Let's switch. So that's all set. Flaps 1 still. Just make sure that we have all the correct settings. Flaps 1 down, 51. Okay, cool. Pristina Tower, good evening. Adria 57 Golf approaching Foxtrot, ready for departure.
Adria 57 Golf, Pristina Tower, via Foxtrot, runway 35, line up and wait.
Via Foxtrot, line up and wait, runway 35, Adria 57 Golf. Cool. That all on. Packs going off. Then we have the lineup checklist. Takeoff runway is Foxtrot, runway 35. TCAS is TARA, and packs 1 and 2 off. And that's the lineup checklist completed. Approach sectors. Cool. Foxtrot confirmed. Calculations confirmed. And we are ready to go on the Sarax 1 Delta.
Adria 57 Golf, after departure, contact Pristina, radar 125.908 via Foxtrot, runway 35, clear for takeoff, wind 010 degrees, 19 knots. Have a nice flight, bye-bye.
Runway 35 cleared for takeoff. After takeoff, we'll contact 125.908. Thank you so much for the service. Have a great week, Adria 57 Golf. Good. Are we all ready? Let's go. So it's plus 5 degrees. We don't need to do an engine run-up. So anything above 3 degrees plus. Engine's looking good. Takeoff. Manflex 51. SRS runway. Auto thrust is blue. Thrust set. .100 knots. V1. Rotate. Pause the rate. Gear up. Enough. Wow, that weather has changed. Look at the wind now. That is 19 knots from the north. When we landed, that was
550 just like
crosswind from the west.
130550 L56904, hi.
Autopilot on. Thrust climb. Pack 1 on. Pack 2 on. Pristina approach. Good evening. Adria 57 Golf passing 3,300 climbing 7,000.
Adria 57 Golf Pristina approach. Good evening. Hello again. Radar contact. Climb flight level 200.
Climb to level 200, Adria 57 Golf. So we have 20,000. Now that's how pros do it. Brake fans, yeah. Good thing is that the brake fans, as you lift or raise the landing gear, the brake fans just get disconnected. And I tell you what, that's a first officer item. That's my excuse. Marco, hello from the ground. Hello there. Flaps 0, speed check flap 0. Now I am going to go speed 220 knots for a better climb rate. Yeah, exactly, blame Mark. So the flaps are up. Speed brakes. Oh.
457, speed 210 knots.
Oh, look at the wind. Now 240 at 17. Shifted completely again. TAT plus 10. Now we're climbing up, so it will get colder again. There we go. So if we were increasing speed, the TAT would increase as well. But as long as we are 10 degrees and below, engine anti-ice remains on whenever you have rain or clouds. Got 7,000 feet here now. Yeah, that's all right. Nice. And this is what I love about Microsoft. The way you have, you know, these rain or clouds where you have the rain, and then you get out of these cumulus clouds or cumulonimbus clouds, and actually you're free again out of clouds, and you can see the ground. That is something that you don't really see that often in flight sims. So that's something where Microsoft really excels. There we go, specs. Yeah, and if you want to know which monitor I'm using, let me see if I can show you that. That's the monitor that I'm using. So we're at 10,000 feet above the grid and sectors, so I'm going to put back manage speed. Now, even though we're above 10,000 feet, it's going to limit to 250 knots because of that speed limit on the flight plan. And once we pass that point, then we go to the en route climb, or the climb speed, the normal climb speed. So I'm going to leave the seat belts on for now. I'm just going to switch off the lights. Going to clear the...
Yeah, road 457, leave holding via Papa Romeo 720, clear down the approach runway 35.
Going to clear the rat nav, secondary, copy the active. Check the fixed page. Fixed page is clean. Pod, hello. Pod, how are you? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How are you?
7522 Pristina approach. Good evening, radar. Contact cleared Arbor 1 Delta. Expect Alice approach runway 35.
And Dijan, we had thunderstorms yesterday evening here at Ljubljana. Turkish had to wait for almost an hour. Really? Well, that's the thing, isn't it? So that's the specifics with these kind of airports that have high terrain around them. What happens quite often then is that the thunderstorms kind of remain stationary because they don't, the wind kind of dies down in these valleys, and then the clouds just remain very, very steady.
10752 descent 1000 QNH 10.
Pod doing well, that's good to hear.
10040 descent 1000.
So passing transition, standard.
Adria 57 Golf, contact Adria 130.550, your flight, bye-bye.
30550, have a great evening, bye-bye, thank you, Adria 57 Golf.
Sierra Lima Hotel, contact tower 12.
Adria Radar, good evening. Adria 57 Golf, passing 160, climbing level 200.
Adria 57 Golf, Adria Radar, good evening, identified, climb, flight level 360, flight heading 250.
Climbing level 360 and fly heading 250, confirm?
Affirm, 250.
Alright, 250 on heading, Adria 57 Golf. So we are safe from the terrain. Here we got heading, open climb now. That was the reason for the triple click. Because the... Oh, that's a nice shortcut. That's very nice. So the aircraft, or the autopilot can't do managed climb when you're on heading. Contrary to the Boeing. So the Boeing 787, for example, can actually do managed climb, so VNAV path, when you're flying heading. And that caught me out during training, departing at Dallas, I think it was.
Airspeed 65 Quebec, continue descent flight level 150. Descent flight level 150,
Good, so now we are at 305 knots. Pitch looks good. We are still in clouds, so it may get a bit of turbulence. Now we're about to break out, so I'm going to just wait a few more seconds until we're out of the clouds. Then we can switch off the engine anti-ice and get the seatbelts to auto. Beautiful.
By the way, that is wrong level. I'll check if you can keep that, or maybe you'll have to go 360. We'll see.
Wilco.
Adria 57 Golf, resume all navigation direct to Gatsmo.
Direct to Gatsmo navigation. Thank you, Adria 57 Golf. So direct to
Austrian 728 ready for departure.
Gatsmo.
Austrian 728 runway 36 cleared for takeoff.
And we're going to go back to managed climb. So climb out blue.
Runway 36 cleared for takeoff. Austrian 728.
Austrian 728, just to be advised, 20 minutes prior, Embraer 195 reported wind shear from runway 18.
Didn't I have...
Not 30, not tailwind.
I had the cabin lights out, didn't I? Save.
Alpine 694, stop to climb flight level 360.
Climbing flight level 360, Airline 694.
Good, so the next limit regarding engine anti-ice is as follows. When the SAT, so the static air temperature, goes below minus 40 degrees, then you can switch off the engine anti-ice.
Adria Control, good evening, Clever 909 Delta, flight level 370 inbound Donif.
Clever 909 Delta, Adria Radar, good evening, identified.
It could be, the reason for that could be, I'm using game filter. So at night time, yeah, I should be switching them off actually. Yeah, so now you can see it's not so bluish anymore.
Radar 66 Golf, contact Adria Radar 130.450.
Adria, good evening, Nordic 1909.
What do you mean? So for gain filters? So for that I'm using dynamic vibrance, sharpen, so sharpen is 3515, make a screenshot if you like. Color is this. But again, those you need to try those values on your own monitor at home because your monitor looks different than mine. But I use sharpen, color, and I use brightness contrast as well. Yeah, and you just have to play around. Now again, at night time, I'm just going to take those away because the RTX vibrance does look a bit weird sometimes at night time. So it's maybe best to take it out. Ah, you still have a little bit of precipitation there. Kind of
Adria Control Clever 909 Delta with request.
Go ahead.
Is it possible to leave the cockpit for 2 minutes?
Yes, approved. Report back.
Okay, Bob. Really? So in Microsoft, it doesn't model icing correctly.
28 identified.
So it can actually ice up anything below 10 degrees. Oh, okay.
Climb level 200, and I can confirm the wind change.
So I guess it's better to wait until we're out of clouds.
Was it 30 knots?
Not quite. Maximum up to 20.
Okay, Roger, thank you.
I'm just listening to the reports. You know the aircraft that went around as we're taxiing out? It could be that he had some tailwind coming in, and then it switched to headwind as he get down towards the ground, and maybe he had a kind of a positive wind shear. Maybe that's why he had to go around. Uzama, cabin lights off option never saves. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Approved. Report back.
I mean, they're off now, and it looks quite nice, doesn't it? Look at that. Yeah, that looks really nice. GG's, Phoenix. But I don't know. I mean, IRL, those don't look that bright, but hey, I mean, it's a nice touch, isn't it? To have those fluorescent strips there. Why is there two brightness settings? Yes, good question. So the inner one is for the general brightness of the display, so it makes everything brighter or darker. The inner ring is responsible for the brightness of the weather radar or the terrain display. So I can actually, you see the rest of the symbols and everything remains the same, but I can adjust the brightness of the. Hang on, let me just get the right. There we. Hang on. Where's the? Where's that click spot again?
Welcome back.
There we go. So now I can, you know, I can separately adjust the brightness of the weather radar returns or the terrain.
Adria 57 Golf, clear direct to Darza.
Adria 57 Golf, direct to Darza. Thank you. A beam point selected. Insert. Direct to Darza. Beautiful. Right, engine ITIs can now go off.
Back in the cockpit.
Seatbelts off as well.
Welcome back. SW65 Quebec, continue descent 7,000 feet, Beograd QNH 1008.
SW65 Quebec, descending 6.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You don't have to be sorry for the questions. I mean, you know, this stream lives from questions, so if you guys weren't asking questions, I would get really bored. So it's all fine. And I'm sure that there are also some other people that didn't know about this feature. You always have some viewers
radar, good evening, Chelix 19
that are new to the to Phoenix and so on, or the 320.
Phoenix 19er Yankee Charlie, Adria Radar, good evening. Identified, clear direct and NISPA.
Take the observer seat here now.
Just confirm this for Channel 19 Yankee Charlie.
April, November, India, Sierra Victor Alpha.
Direct this for Channel 19 Yankee Charlie.
Space 226, descent flight level 130.
Bob, I have no doubts about that. Well, no. So the thing is this, guys. It's more a matter of Microsoft. I mean, that's something that's frustrating me because I just mentioned that the way we saw that on the ground in Pristina, where you have these cumulus clouds or cumulus nimbus clouds, where you have lots of rain falling out. Those will actually show up very nicely, usually on the weather radar. So here, however, if I go to manual, that is ground clutter suppression off, and I go to tilt down. Hang on, why is that not going manual? Right, okay, so tilt is not changing. So, yeah, that's the thing, right? So, yeah, so, no, it doesn't work yet. But even if you were able to change the tilt of the weather radar, it will not show any reflections from the clouds. But again, that's more responsibility of Microsoft, Asobo. And that's actually one of my biggest criticisms.
Austria 728, you'll be conflicting with other traffic in
rocket science. Well, so the thing is that for us pilots in real life, weather is the biggest factor on our daily operations that influences our workload.
That works. Austria 728, stop climb 340.
That's 340 for final Austria 728.
And so you can have really spicy situations regarding weather, be it thunderstorms, be it fog, be it wind shears. Do you think they linked the seatbelts? Oh, okay, or the wing lights, okay. Yeah, but the thing is, yeah, you can't save that state. That's the thing. Beautiful. What a beautiful evening. Look at the sky colors there. How gorgeous. Right. Good. Ljubljana. Let's have a look here real quickly. So we're coming via Daza. We're already clear to Daza. Then we descend. We could go down to 8,000 feet, lowest, towards 11 DMEs. Then we can step down to 5,000. The white area means 4,000 feet clearance. So 4,000 will give us 1,000 foot clearance above all the obstacles in the white area. If you want to clear the first brown color, then you would have to be at 6,000 feet. But white area 4,000 safe, so 5,000 until Ljubljana. And then from Ljubljana we go on to the ILS. And so again, quite spicy approach.
130-450-78. Thank you. Goodbye.
Descent profile 3 degrees. Out of 4,000, elevation is 1,200, so that's already only 2,800 above the ground. And the minimum ILS is going to be straight in 1,560 if we want to have 2.5 degree profile only for missed approach. If we can maintain 4%, then we would go with the lower minimal there.
Adria 57 Golf, contact Adria Radar 130450, bye bye.
30450. Thank you much for the service. Good night, Adria 57 Golf. Very cool. So they're doing a great job. Adria Radar, good evening. Adria 57 Golf breaching. Actually, we're passing 345, climbing 360.
Adria 57 Golf Kilo again. Adria Radar identified. Continue climb to flight level 360.
Yeah, we'll continue to maintain 360 Adria 57 Golf. Thank you.
57 Golf. Would you prefer any other flight level?
Adria 57 Golf. No, we're happy 360. Thank you.
Roger, maintain 360.
Work out. Yes, so with the FS2 crew, I do use voice command, affirm. No, so Mav, I'm still flying the Phoenix, but on Tuesday, I do plan, as long as the update comes out on time, then on Tuesday evening, I do plan to fly the Indibuilt A320.
381 Adria Radar.
And I've not touched it yet, so I can give you my honest review. And I'm not going to fly it prior to the stream, so you guys are going to see me fly it for the first time on stream. Here's 1,000 feet.
Confirm the VAPUP 10 arrival.
VAPUP 10 arrival, class 381, yeah.
Grazie 381, Roger, descent to flight level 140.
Dyson 140, class 381.
Hotel Echo November, Echo Mike, stop descent level 110.
Start descent, flight level 110, Hotel Echo Mike.
This is for 58, descent to flight level 1.
Wait, you're not going to miss that review. Rage quit incoming.
Condor 8, Delta Sierra requesting frequency change.
I don't know. Well, we had one person today that was saying that he enjoyed the flight. Gude, Bits, how are you? Gude B. So, let's see, what else do we have? Outstar, Mac Tikas is below. And again, we're going to check the systems real quickly. Oil quantity, bleed, pressure, electrics, all looking good. Hydraulics, pressure's all good. Fuel, fine. Conditioning, good. Brake temps, alright. Looking good. So let's check the weather real quickly. So now they have info Foxtrot 280 at 7, 10 kilometers, fuel 6,000, 6 degrees, 1007. Transition level 120, 30 is in use. Expect ILS approach. Alternate, Graz. Let's have a look here. Graz, variable 1, cab OK, 4 degrees. Good alternate. No threats. Fantastic. I'm already going to copy.
Lufthansa 221, descent flight level 200.
Going to copy over the data.
Descending to flight level 200, Lufthansa 221.
So 1004. No, 7 actually. 1007. Temperature is 6. The wind was 280 at 7. And the minimums. So yeah, we're going to take the lower minimums, 1400. Bar row set and landing distance available. Let's check that. 30 could be wet, so that's good. Apply the METAR. And we have a long runway as well, headwind, so... But, because of the flare behavior of the Phoenix with config 3, I'm going to take config 4 this time. I don't want to slam it again.
3,000 feet, QNH 1004.
Have I ever seen a Concorde IRL? Yes. So I've seen it in Paris, and I've seen them in Heathrow. When I was still a first officer on the 737. Very impressive, obviously. When they take off and, you know, you're waiting there at a holding point and they take off in front of you, that afterburner, the whole aircraft, so our aircraft just shook.
Swiss 458, report indicated airspeed.
It's a very impressive feeling.
Swiss 458,
That was beautiful.
220 knots, or less.
What a gorgeous evening. Look at that aircraft coming in there.
Hotel Bravo Victor Echo Mike, report indicated airspeed.
Indicated 250 knots.
Hotel Bravo Victor Echo Mike, speed 250 knots, or greater.
That's really nice.
250 or greater.
Lovely.
Echo Mike.
We have a bit of time left, don't we? Progress, flight plan, where is the flight plan? So expecting a landing at 1821, so about 40 minutes. Hey Captain, you can also auto-hide the death mode bar on the top. Ah, but that's weird. Why is that actually showing? Hold on. Ah, give me a second there.
Adrian, good evening, Nordic 190.
Yeah, that's better. Thanks for the... Yeah, I didn't realize that was...
Nordic 1909 could you be identified?
Bob, I didn't see that last time. I'm sorry. Personally, I don't see a need for supersonic commercial air travel these days. You know, yeah. So Wilson's after. Remember the discussion? I'm not sure if you were here because there's a new developer right now. Is it called Boom or something? Boom? Zoom? No, Boom, isn't it? And they were advertising with things like going supersonic and, you know, offering tickets for $100. And I was like, that's just a bad joke because we don't have any propulsion system right now that can push an airliner above supersonic speed without burning an amazing amount of fuel. And the Boom aircraft is supposed to have 100, I think it's 100 passenger seats, right? So 100 passengers, no way you would be able to offer an average price of $100. Maybe for, let's say, 3 seats, and the rest will be $15,000 to $20,000, just like with the Concorde. So if they only have 70 to 80 passenger seats, that makes it even worse. So we are talking again about an aircraft that is only really going to serve the wealthy or the, I don't know, companies, managers that need to be, you know, getting somewhere really quickly.
4,000 feet, QNH 1004.
You said 4,000 feet, QNH 1004.
So dev mode, hold on, editors, tools, options, options.
Cam level 360, stand 728.
Auto hide. Thank you. All right, found it. Thanks for the infos. That looks so pretty. I'm not gonna lie. No, so Julend, apparently they are, so NASA is currently working on a shape of an aircraft that gets rid of that supersonic boom. Exactly for that reason, yeah. Marcos, Sarajevo to via Bravo Oscar Golf from London Heathrow. Oh, okay, yeah, I mean, of course, yeah. Yeah, they are the. I don't know whether or not which one it was. The Global 6000, Global 8000. Wasn't it so that because they're flying a standard cruising speed of Mach 0.93 or 4 or something. So their cruising speed is almost supersonic, and they had to prove for their certification that the aircraft can withstand going into supersonic region for a short period of time. So they had to actually fly the aircraft into supersonic on purpose to demonstrate that it's not going to break apart. And yeah, it actually behaves correct with the flight controls.
Bye-bye, sir.
So they were at flight level 510.
Roger, radar 11, motion 69, flight level 340, CBDLT. Approximately my identified,
well, I mean, flutter test for one, yeah, but also for any kind of, you know, testing the aircraft itself. So the stability, the flight control behavior, everything, yeah. I was wondering, yeah, Bogota, yeah, so San Jose, oh, not sorry, San Jose via Bogota from Heathrow, nice. That's a very long day then, yeah.
Gracias, 381, full established, 05, 12 miles final.
381, clear to land, runway 05, wind 250 degrees, 5 knots, okay, Bravo.
Effective vehicle, Bravo, please Gemini 05, 381.
Runner 34, Alpha, please check control.
And Marcus, later on, you're going to fly from Santiago de Chile to Heathrow, lovely. Is it non-stop, Marcos? Because I know like the 787 would be able to do that.
Runner for Alpha, clear Vienna, Comber 1 Alpha departure, route correction. Clear destination Vienna, via Comber 1 Bravo departure, runway 34, climb initially flight level 1404525.
Oh, full moon? Seriously?
Runner for Alpha, 45254.
5254, runner 345.
Last station confirmed, your call can only runner for Alpha.
Only runner for Alpha.
Runner for Alpha, it is clearance, correct.
It is a 787 from British Airways, yeah. Hey Alex, hello. Guys, we are doing one more flight after this one, and if anybody wants to join our group flight, now I didn't put in the routing. Let me just check the routing very quickly.
Good evening.
Bye-bye, sir.
So that you guys can see that. So we're continuing our Colombia tour, and the last flight wasn't that spectacular. That approach into Sierra Kilo Papa Echo. So let me just change that in the description there. Today.
Bravo, Victor Echo, Mike, we were instructed to descend to 4,000. Are you able to keep 4,000 feet until Oego?
Hotel Echo, Mike, sorry, I just see we climbed to 4,000 feet.
No worries, no problem. Just maintain 4,000. If you're unable, let me know. This 458, continue descent to 4,000 feet.
Roger, radar, very good evening, Speedbird 66 Golf Alpha Flight.
So now, there we go. So it's going to take us from Sierra Kilo Papa Echo to Sierra Victor Sierra Oscar today. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be spectacular again.
Proceed to Peval, Papa Echo, Victor Alpha Lima, Peval.
Roger, Peval, Speedbird 66 Golf Alpha.
This 253 unit combined.
Beethoven. Let's see.
Thanks for 77 nice evening, goodbye.
Can one of my mods please permit Beethoven 1102 to quickly post a link? They will sleep or busy. Mod check, yeah, hello. Hang on. What is that? Right. So Beethoven. Yeah, it's Mark. Okay, there we go. Mark beat me to it. Thank you, Mark. So, there's a link. Yeah, there's also the video there. So, on May 18th, 2021, Bombardier's FTV-5 became the first business jet to break the sound barrier when it went supersonic and repeated test flights with a NASA F-18 chase plane observing and recording the extraordinary feat. Nice. So top speed is Mach 0.94, so that's the standard top speed. But for the certification, they had to go supersonic with the aircraft. Crazy stuff.
Welcome to Split. Taxi stand of choice.
Taxi to stand of choice, Kratia 381, and see you very shortly to come
up. Berg, no, so the thing is, I don't have beta version installed, and I don't want to do it because, you know, you can be lucky and things work, and then, however, I have a very slow internet speed, so if I have to reinstall stuff, it takes me hours. So I just don't mess about with it. But on Tuesday, so once I get my hands on it on Tuesday, I will try it out, of course. CFM or IAE?
Expect DARSA to Lima arrival, LS30.
Expecting the DARSA to Lima arrival for the ILS30. Adria 57 Golf, thank you.
Adria 57 Golf, proceed direct Lupix.
Adria 57 Golf, direct to Lupix, thank you. Beam point selected, going to Lupix. So it's regarding CFM or IAE. I like the IAE engines. Usually, I like the looks of them, like the sound, but in gusty wind conditions, they are a little bit harder to control. Well, let's put it this way: the airspeed is harder to control with the IAE engines. Reason being is that the thrust increase and decrease is not linear to the throttle angle. It's actually
yeah, but you need to come back.
I wouldn't say exponential, but let's say, you know, 50% power would be somewhere in the middle on the CFMs. On the IAE, it's actually lower down. So 0, or let's say 15% to 50% is a very small angle difference, while from 50 to 100%, you know, it's getting larger and larger. So so especially config 3 in gusty wind conditions on with the IAE engines, that used to be, I remember that being a bit of pain in the neck.
Alpine 694, taking copy.
Welcome back.
So this is pretty much a straight in approach. So let's have a look here. Progress page. Runway 30. So we've got 144 miles. We have to lose about 35,000 feet. 35 times 3 is 105. We have a bit of headwind, so 100 miles, I think, would be my calculation. So top descent coming up in about 45-ish miles. Yeah, 46 miles. And total distance was, yeah. So the FMS says 95 miles. I would say 100 miles. The thing is that I don't expect that headwind component to remain until we are on final. So I think that's going to drop down as we descend. Yeah, you see how the wind drops.
Under assistance for the Provet, Kratia 3.
Hey Flurkle, nice to see you. How are you?
Stand for requesting.
Hope you had a great weekend.
Kratia 651.
Remaining flight time
for clearance
23 minutes, 24 minutes.
Roger, making position.
Good. Done our calculations. Flap full this time. Auto thrust is off. So we need about 2,400 meters. And we have 3,300, so no problem there. We can flare out the touchdown zone if we need it. And for the approach, so the arrival takes us then Daza to Lima as briefed onto the Spochfix Lupix. Lupix, then we go on to the final. Fly the ILS. Missed approach goes straight ahead to the west marker. That's Lima Bravo Lima VOR, max 185. Left 137 degrees, intercept 172 outbound to 13 dBs, then we turn left to Delta Oscar Lima, climb, maintain 6,000 feet. Terrain is a threat more to the north, but yeah, we have high terrain to the south as well, so weather is fine. Don't see any bigger risk regarding the weather. Info Golf. Yeah, nice and steady.
And for Alpha Taxi, Holly Point, runway 34, lineup approved, cover ready for departure.
Rainer for Alpha, sorry, correction, request start.
Yeah, the landing lights to greet each other. The problem is here in the 320, you can't really flash any lights. Why? Because the only lights you can activate now would be the landing lights, and those would have to be extended first of all. So you don't have a quick, lights on greeting.
We are on the ground, sorry, and thank you for your service. Good night, bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, he seems to have enjoyed himself. I wonder what happened. Did you like Air Berlin? Yeah, I thought... Oh, hello. Uh-oh. Alright, I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn that off.
All stations, Adria radar unfortunately closing. Thank you very much for flying today.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Bye-bye, monitoring will come 1-2.8.
Am I so late?
1-2.8. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
I'm pretty sure that would have been a pretty bad message, right? Let's see if I can get into the menu here. Let's log off. Ah, okay, they can send messages. You don't even need to be logged on. They can still send you messages via Poppy. I don't think that would be a good idea, Watson's after. I don't think that would be a good idea. So yeah, Air Berlin, I did like Air Berlin. I think that was a very cool airline. The people there were very, very nice. And it's a shame the way they were kind of forced out of business. You don't know why FENIX hasn't put in a telex off option yet. Yeah. Good. We are going to start descend. as we mentioned, I'm going to go down 140, descend out blue 140, and let me check services at Ljubljana. So at the moment we still have Ljubljana approach 3528. Hope they remain online until we land. Right, let's have a look. That is going to be... Is that Sarajevo there? No, that's Zagreb. No, that... Well, I don't know. Oh, yeah, it could be. Oh, hang on. No. Hold on. Where's Zagreb? Right. Well, that's Zagreb VOR. Maybe it is. Hey, mathematics, how are you? Okay, MAN, so only approachers now online. Okay. Thanks for the info. Yeah, I think they said 2000 Zulu or something. Hey Sanders, how are you? Hope you had a great weekend. What was the weather like up north? Well, it was, I mean, they had financial troubles, right? But then they took someone in to their I think as their CEO that came from Lufthansa. I'm not saying that that's what happened regarding, you know, why they went bankrupt. I mean, they had, like I said, they had some serious issues regarding financials, but it was just weird how was it Winterkorn? Who was the name? Winterkorn? No, hang on. Who was the name? Buddy would know. Buddy would definitely tell you who it was. So, and from there, things just went downhill so fast. Yeah. So, Diego, here's the thing, guys. So, let me show you. Man, I had a video. And I think I showed you guys the video on my Discord, right? That was the video from the approach into Edinburgh. So, and it was really windy. And that was right. That was from Edinburgh. I remember now. So that was Edinburgh, and you can see the inputs that I'm doing, right? Oh, Medan. Yeah, it was Medan. Sorry, Winkelmann, Medan. Medan. Yeah, maybe that's Medan. Yeah, you're right. So the thing is that the person there landing at Toronto, he made huge inputs. Now, I'm not saying that there are weather situations where you may need to do these kind of inputs. The problem is whenever I see someone doing inputs from extreme left to extreme right and then back in extreme left, extreme up, extreme down within split seconds, I'm always thinking, why is that pilot doing that? What is the pilot expecting the aircraft to do? Because in the end, you don't have a mechanical linkage from the stick to the flight surfaces. So in between the flight stick and the control surfaces, there are computers. And the computers, even though they can process these inputs very quickly and then get the signals out to the actuators, the problem is the actuators are hydraulically powered, meaning you need valves to operate, cylinders to move. And so between the input from the flight stick until the signal gets to the actuator then deflects the flight controls, does take some time. And so if you go really quickly left and right, I don't think, it's just my personal opinion, I don't think the flight controls will have the time to deflect to their commanded position. Meaning, it may just make more sense to do a big input, maybe not extreme side, but a big input and keep it there for half a second. See what the aircraft does. Instead of, having these huge left and right quick inputs. At least that's what I was taught by my flight instructors flying the Airbus. If you have to do a big input, by all means do that, but at least wait until you see a reaction of the aircraft, right? But when I watch these videos, the aircraft literally does nothing. It just flies straight. Oh yeah, and also you have to realize when you have a wind gust that pushes the aircraft wing up or down, so that enforces a bank angle, the flight control computers will already, without you actually doing anything, the flight control computers will actually already process the roll rate and try to keep it at zero, meaning they will already deflect flight control surfaces to try to prevent the aircraft from banking. It's not perfect, so the aircraft does need pilot inputs, but it's, I don't know, I've never had the feeling I have to do these extreme inputs, and I've had some really challenging windy approaches in my time, but hey, I mean, in the end, the important thing is the aircraft lands safely, and if that pilot thinks that's the way to do it, I am in no position to criticize that. Right, just to make things, I would, and I did things differently when I was flying the A320 series. I don't recall ever having to do, or ever doing these kind of extreme inputs, left, right, up, down, that quickly. But again, that's just me. Don't think that I'm perfect. Anything, What's the favorite? You mean long range aircraft? Right now, it's, I mean, the A310 would be good, and the 787 Horizon mod is good. It's not perfect, but it's nice, I think. You're not perfect, D-Sub. Sorry to break it to you, Sir Wissa. Yeah, but I mean, you know, it's... However, here's the thing. So sometimes I do wonder if pilots who are filming their landings sometimes do exaggerate these inputs to make it look cool on video. But if I'm completely honest, I would not have published that video on YouTube. Personally, I would not have done that. His decision to take out the auto thrust, I think, was good. I think that was a good decision to make, because you could see the speed was... So again, that's why I always say I'd rather have manual thrust in these conditions, because the auto thrust is just a little bit slow when it's that windy. Hey, Julian. When it's catching airspeed, auto thrust and gust on final doesn't make bus to balloon a bit. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, if you have, you know, a full flap setting and the airspeed increases suddenly by 15 to 20 knots, it does change the lift coefficient very drastically. And yeah, the aircraft will also, an A320 will also balloon, yeah. Yeah, Julian, exactly. There we go, Beethoven. Go ahead. Right, thrust idle, reducing airspeed now. Approach. Our approach is logged off as well now. Okay. Ljubljana approach, Adria 57 Golf is about 35 miles out, flying the ILS 30 in Ljubljana. The thing is, if I then read the comments, I'm like, yeah, of course, he does look like a hero, right? Because, you know, he managed with all these crazily inputs into the flight stick to land the aircraft, you know. I mean, he landed the aircraft safely, and that's all that matters. But I think you can do that a little bit, well, with less inputs. The 787 will also, since the fly-by-wire system of the 787 will also stabilize the aircraft in the roll axis. And the thing is, though, the 787, as it has more mass, I mean, it has larger wings as well. I always have a feeling that the inputs there are relatively small. And I've landed in Toronto already 3 times or 4 times, and twice we had 25 knot crosswind, gusty winds, and I had a feeling the aircraft just was so much more steady and so much easier to handle. Alright, got an aircraft coming in here. Let's just slow down a bit. Ljubljana traffic, Adria 57 Golf is currently 25 miles out, passing 8,000 feet. And we're going to fly the ILS 30 in Ljubljana. It looks like he is going to go on to find less runway. Ooh. Right, we need to slow down further. Speed brakes out.
Swiss 619er intercepting ILS runway 30, 15 miles final.
Okay, that's him there. Okay, Adria 57 Golf will slow down to stay behind. Flaps 1, speed check, flaps 1.
Thank you, Adria 57 Golf.
Right, so lever asymmetry. There we go. I'm going to put this. So open descent, out blue.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
Thank you. And we currently have
Traffic, Alpine 694 now on a 5 miles final runway
20 miles, 6,000. Yeah, we're still good on flaps 2. Speed check, flaps 2. We're still good on the distance to the runway. Yeah, we've got 5 miles to him. That's fine. Gonna go into the localizer here, lock armed, or lock blue, lock star. Speed brake's coming back in. Tango Kilo, I mean, I wouldn't have problems flying with him. I think he, you know, he's flying the aircraft safely. It's just he's got a different method when it comes to hand flying the aircraft. And again, there's always different methods to fly an aircraft. And you know, the only thing I would criticize with that approach, that was the reason why I thought I would not have published that approach. He got really low. And that could have been because of a wind shear, downdraft, but he got really low. He was like almost 2 dots below the glide slope. And the thing is, yes, there was a displaced threshold, so he did have a runway below him. The problem is, strictly speaking, if you touch down before the piano keys, so the markings where the runway starts, that is actually an off-runway landing. Because you can take off on that part, but you're not allowed to land there prior. So that will be an incident if you touch down prior to the runway markings. And so the question I was thinking, okay, at what point would you go around? Where is your hard point, you know, or hard limit? Speed is managed. Yeah, it's got 6 miles ahead of me. That's fine. Has somebody got a link? So somebody that is a subscriber or member. Anybody have a link to that video, please? So now I'm gonna go approach mode. We've got glide slope armed, almost on there. So we got glide slope star, Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1+2. Adria 57 Golf, 10 miles final, runway 30 in Ljubljana. And missed approach was...
Ljubljana traffic, Alpine 694, runway 30, located.
Thank you. 6,000, yeah, 6,000 it is. Alright, gear coming down. Speed managed.
.361-9er on short final, runway 30.
Flaps 3, speed checked. Flaps 3. Flaps full, speed checked. Flaps full. Two knots of wind. That looks fine. Manual thrust. Manual flight. Just gonna wait for the landing checklist to come up. So hopefully the flare will be a little bit better this time, without having to go. Cabin is ready. Landing checklist completed. Beautiful. See the outlines of the mountains there. Lovely. Thank you much for the link of the video.
Take Charlie on short, 1 point Charlie, runway 30, Ljubljana.
3619 has vacated runway 30.
It's checked. So runway appears to be clear. Ljubljana traffic, Adria 57 Golf is on a 3-mile final, runway 30. Beautiful. That looks so nice.
Above.
Runway is in sight. Runway is free.
300. Minimum.
Continue. Get slightly low. Correcting.
200.
Felt like some kind of downdraft, maybe. I don't know.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
We got spoilers, reverses, green diesel. So
now
this
that's
time,
how pros do it.
So this time, I flared above 30 feet, and that makes all the difference. Why? Because at that point, the flare mode hasn't activated yet. Manual brakes. Hey, forward. So that's the trick, really. And you can do that in flaps 3 as well. So you have to go and flare above 30 feet. Ljubljana traffic, Adria 57 Golf, runway 30 vacated. Wow. I've got to find a parking spot now. There is some static aircraft as well here.
Please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care opening the overhead lockers as items may have moved during flight.
After landing checklist, radar predictometer system is off. I think there could be one more over here. We'll try that. So forward, how are you? Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, I think there should be one more parking spot over there. Let's see. That was a beautiful approach. Love that. Very nice. Ain't gonna lie. Flaps coming up as well. Alright, that's parking spot 8, I think. So let's have a look. Gate, parking, 8. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. I have a feeling the marshaller. Oh, hang on, no. No, the marshaller's completely wrong. That was 8 though, wasn't it? Yeah, that was 8. Marcos, thank you. Right, let me see. Revoke parking services. So let's see.
You need to stop the engines to request ground services.
All right, let's do it this way. I need to check that. Yeah, there's a traffic delete folder you can put into your community folder. Yeah, I need to do that. APU bleed is on. Engines going off. Dome light coming on.
The boarding requested.
Oh. I left the flaps at 1. Here's a trick, guys. If you want to retract the flaps while you have already engines off, although we still have green and yellow pressure, so we can do that quickly before that drops. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Yeah. Blue is for the front. Come on, you can do it. Yeah. Phew. Do you recommend FS2 Crew? If I would say yes, it just takes some practice regarding the voice commands. So if you do voice recognition, if you use button control, all fine. You can go straight in and do that. I personally like FS2 Crew. I think it adds to immersion, and if you get very proficient in using it, it does actually reduce workload.
Ladies and gentlemen, when disembarking, please take care and hold on to the handrails.
So there we go, all off. Let's read the parking checklist. Parking brake or chock. Parking brake is set. Engines are off. Fuel pumps are off, and that's the parking checklist completed. Very nice, guys. In about 10-15 minutes, I will be going to the next flight. So we got one more flight lined up, and I'm sorry. Yes, we're going to fly the FENIX again. Tuesday, next Tuesday, I do plan to fly the Inibilt's A320neo. So, assuming that the update comes out by that time, and I am curious to see, without going in with too high hopes and too many expectations, but I am, you're on it, Mark. I'm happy that you're on it. Alex, yeah, see you in a few minutes. And guys, once again, we're flying on multi-server, so it's going to be on the European West server on Microsoft. Anybody can join, and we're flying from Sierra Kilo Papa Echo to Sierra Victor Sierra Oscar. And the Colombian tour is absolutely beautiful. So, my dear moderators, thank you so much for all the help. Thank you for all the resubs. And Louis Daniel, big round of applause again for the gifted subs. That is very, very, very kind. Thank you so much. And I will see you again very soon. If not in a few minutes, I will see you on Tuesday. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Strange thing that the FS could turn off position lights. Oh, can you not change that setting, Sabosa? Yeah. Forward said you were fine. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm doing well. Forward. Thanks for asking. Take care. Oh, lovely. Hang on. That is someone. People just. Oh, that's really cool. Hang on. Let me go daytime. Hold on. Well, that's pretty cool. Look at that. And they're actually going into that door. Lol. That's actually pretty neat. Great stuff. Okay, guys. Take care. See you soon. Here comes the outro.